So how will Israel respond to those claims by the former UN aid chief? Well, joining me now is Professor Jacob Nagel, former acting national security advisor to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Thank you so much, Mr. Nagel, for joining us here on the programme. You heard there Martin Griffiths describing the situation in Gaza now as genocide. I also want to...
You mean the Hippocrates, Martin? It's so nonsense. It's saying so much.
Okay, well, we can get to that. If you just allow me to ask my question, I was just going to ask you. We've heard there what Martin Griffiths has said. Okay, well, that's what Martin Griffiths has said to us this evening. I just want to also read to you what your allies, UK, France, Canada, have been saying. They've been saying the bombardment is wholly disproportionate, the civilian death toll is intolerable, and the denial of aid unacceptable. This is not just, someone who formerly worked at the UN. These are your allies saying this now.
I'm really glad that you're also talking about what the United States is doing and what the others. And I'm sure that our friends, together with you, will talk a lot about what the genocide that the Hamas terrorist is bringing on their people, using their children and women and men.
But sir, can I just ask you to respond?
Sorry, I'm in the middle of an answer.
I know, but I don't want to go... I want you to focus on... I want you to...
This question. No, I'm sorry. You asked me, now I'm answer. I didn't see that you disturbed the previous one that you just interviewed, even not in one word. So you have to ask these questions, the terrorists of the Hamas that massacred, murdered, butchered, and raped 2,000 of our people without us doing anything. Why you are not asking them this question?
We ask on a daily basis.
Why you are not asking them the question?
But I need you to respond to what Israel is doing.
And allowing their people to live. They can
Mr.
live.
Nagel, can I just get you to respond to the questions I'm asking?
I responded. Because everything that you say is totally nonsense and rubbish. Because Israel is not doing it.
Your response cannot just be. Your response cannot be to what your allies are saying. This is what Hamas is doing.
You ask me, okay? You want to ask UK and France? Ask them. You ask me.
Okay. Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you what Israelis are saying.
No, let me answer you.
Well, let me tell you what
is going now in Gaza.
Let me tell you, sir, what Israelis are saying. If I may, Yair Golan, the former deputy chief of staff of the Israeli army, is saying...
If you want to quote me people, if you want only to quote people and not allowing me to tell, for you don't need me for this interview. You can go to your viewers,
go ahead,
quoting
sir.
people. No, you ask me a question, let me answer this question. Okay? You ask me what's going on in Gaza. What's going on in Gaza now is the Israelis the most humanitarian people in Gaza. Who brought this aid there and who confiscated this aid, selling it in 100 and 2,000 and 5,000 times more than the market to their people, and making sure that the children and the normal people of Gaza won't have this food that Israel is bringing in, that the Hamas wants to stop.
You had an aid blockade for 3 months on the people of Gaza. For 78 days, you had no aid going into Gaza. If you don't want to listen to what France and the UK and Canada are saying, I'm going to quote you what your former Prime Minister has said, Ehud Olmert.
I don't want to hear.
Ehud Olmert has described the situation as a war crime.
The quotes of people that are against Israel. Sorry, not Ehud
Olmert is against Israel.
No, Ehud Olmert was in... Sorry, you know who is Ehud Olmert. I don't want you to quote me Ehud Olmert. If you want to quote me Doron Dermer or Prime Minister Netanyahu, I'm willing. Or even Stephen Witkoff, that now putting on the table a proposal for the Hamas. The Hamas
you don't want to hear what...
The Hamas can end the suffer of their people that they caused it in the massacre of October 7 in 1 second. They have to leave Gaza. They have to bring back the hostages, and the suffer is gone. Why you are not asking this the Hamas people? I don't understand.
Sir, I interviewed Hamas just a few weeks ago, and I asked them about the hostages. I am now talking to you, and I do have a right to ask you what the former deputy chief of staff... a hero of October 7, someone who went out
He's not
and
an hero
fought
of October
Hamas
7. You made
terrorists
from him
on
an hero. He's
October
not
the
an hero of
7th,
October 7.
Yair
Sorry, he's not
Golan
an
went
hero of
out
October
as a
7.
reservist
He's
to fight
Sorry.
Hamas, has
Sorry.
said a sane country does not wage wars against civilians, does not kill babies as a pastime, and does not engage in mass population displacement.
If you want to read all of your papers, it's okay, you will get your money. And what I'm saying is, if you ask questions, let me answer the question. And don't quote people that are not heroes of October 7, but only by themselves. What I'm saying is that the Hamas and the people that are making all this suffer for 99% of the people of Gaza, they can finish this suffer in 5 seconds or in 5 minutes or in 5 hours. For example, it's a very, very, very tough choice what Stephen Witkoff is not putting on the table for Israel. But the Prime Minister of Israel said yes. There are many people in Israel that don't like it. But in order to bring back at least half of our living hostages and half of our dead soldiers and people, he said, okay, we are willing to say ceasefire of 60 days.
Okay, so okay.
We'll go and we give all the aid that is needed. Now, what Hamas wants, he doesn't want the aid to go to the people of Gaza. He wants
I just need to understand. I need to understand what Israel's position is, and you want me to put to you what the finance minister Bezalel Smotrich declared. He said that Israel is destroying everything left in the Gaza Strip. They are cleansing Gaza. That is what Bezalel Smotrich said. He said the army's operation aims to occupy and cleanse areas in Gaza.
You are interviewing yourself. Let me talk. You are talking all the time. I don't understand.
Well, you're not answering my question. You said you don't want me to quote former people. You want me to quote government ministers, and I'm putting that to you.
Because you are always putting quotes and quotes and quotes because you have...
the finance minister of Israel is saying the army's operation aims to occupy and cleanse areas in Gaza.
Then maybe you can interview me, and I'm telling you, in 1 hour, the Hamas can finish all the suffer. Why you are not asking this question? They can give back the hostages that they killed and butchered, and they can go out from Gaza, give out the weapons, and tomorrow there is the prosperity for the people of Gaza. This is what we have to do. Why you are not asking this question? This is the people that are bringing genocide and suffer to their people. Those are the people that
if you just allow me, you keep repeating why I'm not asking Hamas. I am asking Israel as a responsible state.
Then ask what you want,
comparing your actions to that of Hamas. I'm asking you, what is Israel's policy? Your finance minister is saying the army's operation aims to occupy and cleanse areas in Gaza. Is that the policy of Israel?
Let me answer. You ask me, let me answer. If you want to ask the finance minister, ask him. The policy of the country of Israel is that Gaza should be totally disengaged from Israel civilian, and someone have to take care. I am not saying the policy of the government of Israel that Israel should not occupy Gaza. Read the real policy of the state of Israel. But no Hamas terrorist can stay in Gaza. No weapons that are threatening our civilians can stay in Gaza. No threat to our civilians that are very close to the border can stay in Gaza. Now, if Hamas will give up his weapons, will give the hostages back, will give back the dead people, and will go out from Gaza, Gaza can flourish again like it was 27 years ago. I was visiting Gaza every Friday to the market.
Well, you haven't told me anything, taken responsibility for anything that Israel has done over the course of the last 20 months. You've just outlined to me what Hamas
making sure
is doing.
that our hostages is coming back, that our people is coming back, that Hamas people that are the one to blame for what is happening will pay the price. Now, the problem is that the Hamas
that's the killing of civilians. That's the killing of tens of thousands of children
Hamas people
and women.
are taking the civilians as human shields, and they are making the civilians paying their price.
We'll have to leave it there,
this is the problem. This is the problem.
We'll have to leave it there.
And the Hamas terrorists are making the civilians paying the price instead of them.
Mr. Nagel, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.